In front of you, you are looking light, shadow, and reflection. These are also part of my work. These are also part of my work. How? In my editing work, uh, understanding of light on objects when I apply to the objects. Okay, in editing working. So understanding of applying to light and shadows of object reflection also. So all my point is, all this are also a part of editing. Okay, that's why it will be very interesting for me, and also it will be for it is going to be crazy lecture. Okay, because of light, shadows, and reflections. In details, I hope in details we will be discussing in this slide about light, shadows, reflections. Let's see. As you are looking light, luminous object, non-luminous objects, transparent, opaque, or translucent object, size, shape of a shadow, pinhole camera, mirrors, and reflections. Apart from all this, we will be discussing something else. Uh, Something else that will be linked with this. Okay, we will not go out of context. We won't go out of context of our headlines of our this lecture. This is not a duty. In the limit of our context, we will focus. We will dive what is important, and importance of words, importance of main headlines, main words can be understood. Okay, can be understood. So first of all, here one question arises: what is light? What happens? Okay, we see surrounding us in daily life. In our daily life, what light? Uses of light. Different colors of light. Different colors of light means different types of color we see. Different colors, different color that give that glow different color. Have you seen? Yeah, because in festival of Diwali, different types of light will be used, and Diwali festival is coming soon. So you can see different types, different colors bulb. So in bulb that glow up what colors in a way of light. Okay, in a way of light. It is made through process. You would be shocked in some bulb, bulb glow up in color of blue, in blue color, in yellow color, in a red color. How is it possible? How is it possible? How is it made? How is it done? There is nothing. In same object, light is glowing in different color, in red color, in blue color. How is it possible? Okay, now it is made. This is a process. Bulb will glow up when circuit is complete. Then bulb will glow up. But this is the same process. Light, we see light bulb glow up. Source light glow up in different color. What is coming color in the context of light. Okay, when we torch on, then light of color of torch light is what? You would say yellow, lightly red, lightly orange. All this will be mixed. Okay, so here three types mix of light we see that come out from the torch light. Whereas as you discussed, as you must have discussed in your previous lecture, in your previous classes, what sun has mix colors. Sun has a mix of all colors. Is it right? Is it true? Yeah, we can say light sources light sources which will have what? Their own light. Okay, clear? And this type of sources, light sources, if light sources is glowing, then color of glowing of source light will be mix of colors. Not only one color will be, not only one color. Clearly, how can there be proved? This can be proved by wavelength of light, in which we see what different types of color, highlights of a color, which color, which highlights of a color is low and which highlights of a color is high. In discussion of wavelength can be observed. Okay, so one little you can say one little information I would like to say, I would like to discuss. Light, as we know, light has highest wavelength, more wavelength. That's why we are able to see easily red colors, because of red has the highest wavelength. Wavelength is what? Now it comes wavelength is what? Means so one rays, one molecules. Okay, stone, have you seen stone? Yeah, at your surrounding you can say. So stone is made by molecules. Yeah, molecules. So here I am just making understand you. Molecules which is in micro, not micro, which explains a small, tiny, that is not, that we are not able to see, even that we are not able to see the objects, that is known as micro. We see from the magnifying, named magnifying, we are able to see from the help of magnifying, like this magnifying which is used to see the tiny objects that we cannot see from our eyes. So we need what? Magnifying glass to see the teeny objects, okay, little objects. From the help of magnifying glass we are able to see. So this type of tiny objects is one. So whereas one, I mean collection of tiny molecules, tiny molecules will be what? A larger object, a larger product. Are you getting? Okay, I explain in better way as much as possible. Wavelength of light. Yeah, so here stone. So stone, this is stone. This is stone. Clearly, this is stone. So we has it been what made by one molecules, then then in the results this stone is in larger. When we broke this, when we will broke when we will break this stone, then we can see a small molecules, a small stones, a small stones, and then this a small tone, this a small molecules uh, we break now, still now, then we will get what, more a small, and still we break this stone, then also we will get what, more a small. So this explains what, by this molecules, by collecting this this more in a large numbers, is can be seen in large product. Clearly, so here we were understanding through the example of stone, one by one molecules, one by one molecules becomes strong stone in a larger shape stone. Okay, now we comes to the point, wavelength. I am not on the topic. Okay, I am discussing some little information that is coming to my mind. So wavelength of, as I was saying you, wavelength of red is more, okay, as compared to other colors, wavelength of other colors. So why? If yes, then why? How is it possible? How can it be proved? How can it proved? See, this is a red clothes. Now from the most distance, from far distance, we can see red colors clothes, red color object easily, because tiny wave of this red color highlights more. You can say this is natural. Yeah, this is natural. Clear? Contrast is high. Wavelength is high. You can say contrast of red is high. Black, blue, violet. We see what violet in our study, in our discussion, in our study of a school is said what, in our book language is said violet and blue. Wavelength color, wavelength of blue and violet color is less. It is said in it is written where, in book language. So here, from my perspective, I would say also blue has the highest wavelength, not red has the. So at least blue has the highest wavelength. So blue cannot be compared with the red. Red is the high than the wavelength of red color. But we can say in a second number will come highest wavelength color is what? Blue. Okay. Otherwise, red has more wavelength. Clear? More wavelength. More wavelength. Now, can we come to the topic? So I was saying, light sources have different colors that glow up. Different colors that glow up in different colors. So what are process that glow up in that light sources glow up in different color? What are processes? What are process? I can't explain process of glowing up of bulb in different color, but at least at some aspects I can explain as much as possible in this slide. So definition of light is what happens, what do you understand, what do you understand, what do you mean by light definition, what do you understand? You would say light helps in our work. Light helps in our work. If we don't have facilities of light, when we would not have the facilities of light, then we face many problems. We say precious of light. Yeah, we give precious to the light when we don't have light. So light helps in our work. Okay, this is a indirect definition of light. So light helps to see the objects. We can see the objects through the help of light. Otherwise, you can explain in other words. In a room, in a dark room, there is no light. Can we see the objects inside the dark room without having light? So here there is a compulsory should be available light source to see the objects. Our eyes are able to see the objects because of having light. That's why. Other things. So there are two things. Two things are important. First, the objects, and second, light. We have objects, but not a light source. This is incomplete to see the objects. We have light, but not objects. So this sounds like uncomfortable. Okay. Lights should be compulsory to see the objects. We are able, we can see the objects through the help of light. Now next, luminous objects. Luminous objects. Do you know the meaning of luminous object? Can you explain? Can you explain? Luminous objects, yeah, artificial light and natural light also we will understand with the definition of luminous object and non-luminous object. How? Light we were discussing, definition of light we were discussing. So let's understand also about artificial light and natural light. So artificial light and nature light. nature light. Nature light. Now you would say this is easy to say which light will be artificial light, which light will be a nature light. So let's define it. This word artificial light is defined to the light that that are made by human. Yeah. For example, torch. This is made by human, whereas natural light, sunlight, is it made by human? No. Was it made by human? No. So the things that cannot be by us and we have in our environmental area, those things are known as nature light, nature things. Okay, so sunlight is nature because we didn't create sunlight. This is what nature. Sunlight is given by nature. Sunlight is made by nature. Sunlight is created by nature. That's why it is given a name. It is named nature light. Artificial light, torch. We have made. Torch. We have made. That's why it is named what? Artificial light. And torch, lighter. All those things that can glow up, that are made by human, that were made by human, those things will be known as artificial light. Whereas those lights, okay, those nature lights, those source lights which cannot be made by human, which cannot be made by us. Okay, that is already made by nature. That is already given by nature. Sunlight, stars. Okay, so both have their own light. One is a point to observe. Artificial light and natural light have their own light. This is point to be observed. This is a point. What are you saying? What is the meaning of your points? My point is this defines luminous object. What? Luminous object. Luminous object. Clear? How? You are saying like this? Is it right? See, buddy. Objects that have their own light. Those objects will be named luminous objects. Objects which have their own light. Okay. For example, artificial light, nature light, both these have their own light. That's why all these objects are kept in the category of luminous object. Non-luminous object. Okay. Opposite meaning of non-luminous object will be opposite meaning of non-luminous object. Can you explain? I am giving time to think. Are you able to define the non-luminous objects? We will understand also with written in a written form. First of all, let's understand. First of all, we need to understand through our own words. I was saying luminous objects. These types of objects have their own light. Have their own light. For example, artificial light and sunlight. Non-luminous objects don't have their own light. Don't have their own light. Now, also there is one point to notice. But here I am saying non-luminous object don't have their own light. So yeah, I was right. I was thinking, as I told you, definition of luminous object, artificial light, natural light will be kept in the category of luminous objects. So I was thinking this is wrong. So then I cleared what now I remember. In the category of non-luminous objects, which type of objects will be kept in the category of non-luminous objects? Which type of object? This marker, this board, book, plastic, bricks, cement, all those objects that don't have their own light. Can you tell me, this marker can this marker glow up? Does this marker have their own light? Does this marker have their own light? No. So things, materials, objects who don't have their own light, those objects is defined as non-luminous objects. Clear? Objects can glow up. Objects that can glow up, those objects will be known as luminous objects. Okay. Non-luminous objects who don't have any type of their own light. Okay, those objects will be kept in the category of non-luminous objects. So here both these objects are compulsory to be appear in our surrounding area. Both are used in their way, where is it possible. Okay, where this will be possible to use. Okay, so in work of this will be used these objects. In work of these objects will be used of these objects. Clear? So in a written form, let's see how can be written. How can be written in a written form? Luminous object. So light, we are able to see the objects because of light. If you want to see the objects, then there should be source light. One side there will be source light, and objects, and in any side would be objects to see the objects. Luminous objects. Clear? Luminous objects. So I was saying you definition of light, we are clear. Luminous object. Artificial and natural light was a simple meaning. That's why I'm not writing in a written form. So I am moving direct on the discussion of luminous objects, non-luminous objects. As we discussed luminous objects and non-luminous objects, so we are moving in written form. So in a written form, the definition of luminous objects can be written like this. So here luminous objects. So objects are what? This is object. We can see objects is in physical form. We can touch. We can see. Objects are available in our on our earth. Okay. Objects are not unphysical. Objects are not invisible. Okay. Objects are visual. That's why it is named. So here objects, otherwise you can say things that have their own light. Those things are known as luminous objects. Luminous objects, clear? And as you know, example of luminous objects is what? Sunlight, torch, bulb, lighter. So artificial light, natural light is in the category of luminous objects. Clear? So do I need to write the example of luminous objects? So non-luminous objects things, objects that don't have their own light. Okay, these types of object are known as non-luminous objects. Clear? For instance, otherwise you can say for example. So for instance, book, any material that don't glow up, that don't have their own light. Okay, what should I say? In my mind is coming a lot of things that that don't grow up, that don't have their own light. For example, board, tripod, study table. Okay, pen, brakes. What is it? Clear? What is it? Like this, in a written form can be written. In other way can be written too. But meaning should be one of one word. For example, I have written here things that have their own light. Those things are known as luminous objects. Here also I could have written what objects that glow up, objects that glow up and have their own light are known as what? Luminous objects. Clear? Whereas like this here, materials that don't have any type of light, don't have their own light, those objects are kept in the category of non-luminous objects. Those materials, those things are named non-luminous objects. So meaning would be one of one object. Word can be more, can be less, can be highlight words. Okay. So this will be your way. What do you want to write in a written form? You can write, because your way to explain of a object, of a word would be different. So here nobody can say your definition is wrong. If definition of your word is giving meaningful of word of the word, then your definition is right. So here way of explanation could be different, but should not be meaning different. Should not be different meaning. Clear? So it's a time to understand about a transparent, opaque object, translucent objects. These are with alone. These are alone. We will understand about a transparent and also as well as opaque as well as translucent objects. These are with link. What do you think about transparent, about opaque and about translucent objects? Can you explain something about this? About this? Is it a connection with is it a connection? I am saying transparent is a connection. Is any connection with a transparent? Is any connection of a transparent with light? Absolutely, yes. There is a connection of a transparent with light. Okay. Also of opaque. Connection of opaque is with the connection of light. Translucent object also. So transparent is object. When we say transparent object, then we say there is object. So there is one object. There should be two objects. Maximum 3. Okay, to explain transparent object, to explain transparent word, opaque word, translucent word. Clear? There is one object and we don't know which type of object is there. We don't know. After complete this discussion, we will find out. We will know. So here I was saying there should be maximum two source light, two objects. First object, this is object, we don't know, and second source light. Second source light. Okay, this is light. So here coming light from the source light is falling on this object. Now this light will cross from this side behind this object. This object will be named transparent object, because this object is giving allow to pass this coming light from the source light. If object allow to pass the light from one side to another side, those objects will be known as transparent. So here, in other word, we can understand we are here, okay, and this is object. Can we see any things behind these objects from this place? If we can see behind these objects, that means this is transparent. Now this discussion explains about the word of transparent. How? Because this object is giving allow to see us from one side to another side behind this object. So this is glass, this would be glass, that's why this would be glass. That's why we are saying from one side behind this object. Clear? This was a definition of a transparent object. So from one discussion we understood there is a one object and there is a one source light. From source light is coming light. So this coming light from source light is falling on this source, okay. So if this source is giving allow to pass this light, so this light will be defined as a transparent object. Clear? Otherwise, through our example, we can understand we are in one side from the one object. We are in one side. We can see from one object. Behind that object. So that object explains about transparent object. Clear? This was an exact definition in human language. Opaque object. So here one little information I would like to give you. I would like to explain about opaque object. Mirror, you know. So behind the mirror you would see what painted area behind the mirror. Why? Because it is made opaque object. So mirror is opaque object. That's why we are able to see our duplicate image inside the mirror because of opaque object. If there will not be painted, there will not be any type of covered by anything behind the mirror, then we will not be able to see the duplicate image of object inside the mirror, because of there is no any covered behind the mirror. So here we would see what painted area behind the objects. That explains about opaque object. Clear? So this was a little information about opaque object. Now let's understand on this discussion, on this experiment. So here this is a source light, this is a compulsory, and one is in one side. We don't know which type of is there is the object, we don't know. After this discussion, we will be able to know. Okay. So we are explaining about opaque object. This going light from this source light is falling on this object. Now this object don't allow to pass this light of this source light. That explains about opaque object, because this opaque object will block this coming light from this source light. This light will not cross behind this object because of this is opaque object, which means this type of objects don't allow these objects block the light. Okay, the light. Okay, so this is what here we say, block of light, clear, block of light. And one things, but this things will not allow to pass the light, okay, from one source light, whereas here we cannot see behind this object, because this is what covered, this object has a covered area. That's why this don't allow to see us behind this object from one side behind this object. Clear? It is named opaque objects. That explains about don't allow to see from one side behind the object. Opaque object that block the light. Clear? That block the light. Clear? So there is a simple discussion about opaque object. We can't see behind the objects. That explains about the definition of opaque object. Clear? Opaque object. So here we are not able, because light cannot pass through this object, cannot pass. That's why if light can cross, if a light is able to can cross through this object, that explains about transparent object. Clear? It's a time to understand about a translucent object. It is easy to, okay, so we just need to focus. This going light is falling on this going light is falling on this object. So here something light will be blocked by this object, and something light will be allowed by this object, something. So in our language we can say this object will be in blur form. Here we can't see completely behind this object. We are not able to see completely. We can see something area from one side behind this object. Something area we can see, and something area we can't see. This types of objects are kept in the category of translucent objects that allow something to see and block something area. So blocked, so something area is blocked by light, by covered things. Okay, so yeah, this is blur window through in two way we understood. So let's understand in a written form. In written form. In a written form about a transparent object. So now you are clear. Now you have a idea. You have idea to write the points about transparent objects, about opaque object, about translucent objects after the complete discussion. That's why we were discussing in our own way, as much as possible to discuss in our own way, as much as possible to understand by examples, by other other connection, as much as possible. Something we can left, something we can't explain because we don't have remember, because we are not remember, we don't have remember. So now in written, so here our in our way expression discussion in our way, and between in our expression and in our written form will be different language definition of transparent sense, you can say. Yeah, transparent object. First of all, this is object. Now something you think about it to write something. Very carefully. This is objects. Okay. The object which don't which allow to pass the light, which allow to pass the light coming from the source light. Which allow to pass the, and there is a nothing about, there is a not a blocked, there is not a blocked object area of object. These objects are named transparent objects. Clear? Transparent objects. For example, window glass. I know about it. etc. Window glass. Okay. Glass spectacles and opaque objects. Those objects that don't allow to pass the light coming from the source light and area is blocked. Area of object is blocked. Those objects are known as opaque objects. Clear? Opaque objects. Yeah. Example. This marker, I can't say. This marker, shadow of this marker can be seen behind this object. Are you able to see the shadow of this object? Yeah. Because of light is not going through this object. This is a reflection of light. So here light is falling to this object, and direction of this falling light will turn into another direction rather than passing the object. That's why shadow can be seen behind this object. So shadow of object will be when there is an object then. Clear? So here shadow of a transparent object will not be there. Yeah, shadow of a translucent objects will be there. How? Something shadow of transparent will be there. Clear? So here there was one twist point. What opaque object is that creates a shadow by blocked the light. Opaque object is that don't allow to pass the light, that creates that object creates what? A shadow because of block of light. Clear? So here shadow can be seen behind the object, behind the opaque objects. This was the definition of opaque object. Here I was forgetting about the shadow in the discussion of opaque object, but don't worry, after the discussion of transparent, opaque, translucent object, we will come the discussion of shadow. Size of a shadow, shape of shadow, we will understand with comfortable. So translucent objects, it's a time to write about translucent object. So how can it be written, the definition of opaque object? opaque object. No, translucent object. Translucent object. Clear? So object that allow something that allow to pass the light, something, and something is blocked. Something is blocked by object. Something shadow of object can be created behind the object. Those objects are kept in the category of translucent objects. Translucent objects. Are you getting? I mean, this is object that allow something to pass the light, and something the object if the object is not giving allow, so those blocked area will be seen in the form of shadow. Clear? This was in a written form about discussion about definition of translucent object. So I think it's a time to understand about the size, shape of shadow, pinhole, camera, and mirror, and reflection. So size of a shadow can size of shadow be large? Can size of a shadow be a small? Yeah, it can happen. Size of a shadow can be in a large, can be in a small, but how? You want to understand through practical example. In a fill area, in blank area, there is a one what object, any type of object. You can say a cycle object, that is a cycle, and inside the in a night mode, time is 8 9 10. Okay, this is a time. So there is a one object in blank area, there is a cycle object, and we have a torch to fall on the cycle object, to see the size of shadow of a cycle object. So here your torch will be near to the cycle object, so size of a shadow of a cycle object will be large. will be large. Now you go back, you take a step back some. Shadow, now you are moving slowly back, and now you will see what size of a cycle or size of a shadow of a cycle object will be in a small form. So here, placing this source light is determining the size of the shadow of the object. So to put the source light, so who will determine the size of a shadow of the object? Source light. If a source light is far from the object, then size of object the size of the object will be in a small form. Clear? Whereas source light is near to the object, so now size of shadow of a cycle object will be larger, in larger form. Shape. As I was saying you in starting our lecture, shape, light, reflection, shadow is also a part of our editing work. Shape, size. This is what deeply understanding about editing. This enhance the objects to see the objects. To see objects, it enhance the objects. Okay, it is applied. So this shadow is of objects. Yeah. Then we are discussing about shape. So shape of shadow. Here you can see. Yeah. This is hand, and you are able. Are you able to see the? Are you able to see shadow of this hand? Here, shadow is on whiteboard. So here, light is falling from there to there, from there to here. So here, there is what? Shadow. So light is falling, and the direction of this falling is coming from there, is turning into another direction. That explains about the reflection of light. If this is turning into another direction rather than passing the hand. Okay. So one side we understood. This is opaque object, so that's why light is falling, but it is turning into another direction because of the object. This object is that is not giving allow to pass the light. If this object will allow to pass the light, that tells us about a transparent object. That will be a definition about refraction of light. Clear? So here, shape. Here you can see through our hand we can create shape of animals through our hand. So here my point is, we can't say what this is a shadow is of animal. Sometimes we can't identify. So here we can see shadow, we can, and we aspire in night time to see shadow of different types. So actually we see the shape of shadow was not of that things that we were thinking. Okay, so here shape of shadow will not explain the real about the real object. Shape of shadow of object will not explain about real object. Clear? Pinhole camera is what? Here, this is now this is a translucent. This is a translucent object, because light is falling, and here you can see light is going behind this object. So here we are looking a space. So now light will be able to go behind this object because of a space. So this going light will not create a shadow. So this figure will create shadow. Here you can see this. So here light is not, this area is not giving allow to pass this coming light. That's why we see shadow of this area, okay, of this area. But this is a blank area. A light can pass. So that's why this area is not being blocked. Here we can't see shadow of this blank area. Clear? So this blank area is defined as a transparent. So here there is no, we can't say, okay, there is no any type of object. This is not a definition of a transparent object. So here we saw about translucent object. Clear? So pinhole camera, we sit under the tree. So leaves of a tree, light of sunlight comes to the tree, and we are sitting under it. So something light of sunlight we can see on the earth. So here something light will be stopped by leaves. So something we can see. This is a pinhole view, pinhole camera. Something we can see, and something is blocked by something named object. This was the meaning of a pinhole camera. So this was not exact meaning of a pinhole camera. From one little hole, we can see a lot of things. Okay, for example camera, for example lenses. So a lot of things can be seen by pinhole objects. Mirrors and reflections. There are three types of mirrors: plane mirror, concave mirror, convex mirror. Plane mirror, that explains the objects can be seen inside the plane mirror when there is a source light. Light is falling to the plane object, and there is a object in front of a plane mirror. So light is falling in a right way, because this is a flame candle. This is a wipe. This is our eye. Will we not be able to see the flame candle from the help of this pipe? We will be able. This pipe is so here light is traveling in straight line. So light is going in straight line. That's why our eyes are able to see the flame candle from the help of this pipe. Clear? Now, whereas there is what bent pipe. Now light will not travel in straight line. That's why we will not be able to see the flame candle from the help of a bent pipe, because light is not traveling in a straight way. That's why there should be light in straight way, in straight way. Okay, in straight way. Then reflection of object can be seen. Can be seen. The object in front of plane mirror can be seen. Can be seen duplicate image inside the plane mirror by the help of reflection of light. Okay. Concave, convex mirror. This is mirror. Convex mirror is a mirror. Convex mirror is explained to cover a lot of areas. Coverage areas is named. So convex mirror is that covers a lot of areas, and concave mirror is, this is concave mirror. We are here, so our image will be in a large, and we go back from this concave mirror. So our what, I don't know completely. Concave mirror, about convex mirror I know. Convex mirror, this helps in traffic lights, in traffic working. And also side mirror of the vehicle, we can see the importance of convex mirror. Convex mirror is used as a side mirror in vehicle to see the back view in large area, so that we can see who is coming within a limited time. Concave mirror is used by doctors to see the small objects in large form. As I was saying you, I am here, so my image inside the concave mirror will be in large form. So our doctors use the concave mirror to see the a small disorder inside the patients. A reflection of a object will happen when light is traveling in a straight line. Are you understanding? Light of reflection we can see when there is an opaque object. Light is falling on opaque object, and the direction of light will be in another, rather than going in a straight way. So changes of direction of light will explain about reflection of light. That's all. This was our discussion inside the subjects. We were discussing about light, shadows, reflections. We have discussed a lot of words inside the lectures. That's all.